Governor Ron DeSantis' run for president is facing some issues. Caplin's Valentina Gaspari reports on how the governor is trying to revive his campaign.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis rolling into rural Iowa, taking his campaign refresh on the road.
I think it's very important that you go to the rural counties, and so we're going to hit them all, and this is probably the easiest way to do it.
DeSantis back in the Hawkeye state following an overhaul of his 2-month-old campaign. In the last week, he laid off more than 1/3 of his staff, citing budget concerns as senior campaign officials pledged a leaner and more insurgent campaign to take on former President Donald Trump. During a gathering of donors over the weekend, campaign officials admitted missteps in fundraising and messaging.
You've made some changes to your campaign in the last several days. What do you think that the voters should be taking away from that based on the fact that you're asking them to make you the top executive?
So what I would say is focus on the substance. You know, a lot of this process stuff, things happen. As an executive, you have a commander's intent. If that commander's intent is not followed, then you have to make sure it's followed.
After pledging a national campaign, DeSantis is now laser focused on early nominating states like Iowa, which is set to hold the GOP's primarily first caucuses January 15th. A recent Fox Business poll shows former President Donald Trump with a commanding lead in the state, garnering 46% of the vote from likely caucus goers. DeSantis in a distant second place with 16%.
The stakes are high. We don't have the opportunity to fritter this one away, and we got to get the job done.
DeSantis' 5-stop bus tour through rural Iowa, sponsored by Never Back Down, the super PAC supporting him that's raised some $130 million since March and is focused on building out an infrastructure across a number of states to support the campaign.
We don't feel like we need, Jane Doe at 123 Main Street in Iowa to know everything there is to know by tomorrow. We have 6 months to help deliver that.
And as his campaign resets, DeSantis is zeroing on his message of electability, making the case he's the only one in the primary who can win in a general election, saying this when asked how he will convince Trump supporters to support him instead.
In Florida, he won by 3, I won by 20.
We're not getting a mulligan on 2024. You either go, you get the job done, or you don't, and so I will get the job done.
For Caplin News, I'm Valentina Gaspari.